we got to talk about great pitching, and we got one of the best performances of the year yesterday.
Oh, I got your Scooby.
It was a Tarik Scooby masterclass on a Sunday.
Ooh.
9 innings pitched, 2-hitter, 0 runs, 0 walks, 13 strikeouts. The lefty getting it done for Detroit, a complete game shutout. The second of the year. Michael King owned the first one.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was second for Scooby. I was like, what?
Yeah. If you flip to the next tweet, Nika, we're going to get into the fun part of this story. Jeff Passan, the ESPN insider who you know so well if you listen to our podcast, he tweeted out pretty much after the game ended, because you can see it's 10:50 a.m. Pacific time on a Sunday. Yeah, it was ball game. That's 1:50 Eastern time. So that game started early.
Yes.
Tarik Scooby just threw as good of a game as you're ever going to see. His start against Cleveland, 9 innings pitched, 2 hits, 0 runs, 0 walks, 13 strikeouts, 94 pitches, 72 strikes. And I want to add one thing to this because he didn't mention it. This was ending a 3-game losing streak for Detroit against Cleveland, a division rival at home. And you just cannot underestimate how awesome it is to have a stopper like that.
Definitely.
Stop the bleeding, Final pitch, though. This is where the story starts to take on a life of its own here. 102.6, the hardest of his career. As you can see in the screenshot below, I screen grabbed this for everybody. The little circle lit up, 103. I guess the little computer that shows you the miles per hour live during the game rounds up. Because 102.6 became 103 on the actual meter on the screen. So that's cool. 26 swings and misses. So he had 26 batters that completely just touched air every time they swung the bat. Now, that's not 26 different hitters. That's just 26 different swings on the day.
Okay.
This was the first complete game of Tarik Scoobal's career. I don't think it's going to be the last. I don't think it's going to be the last one this year. He's really, really good.
Is he going to be a Cy Young contender?
Well, he already won last year.
So second one.
He's in line for number 2. And, I mean, who knows where the ceiling is with this guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
do you think the voices on the mainstream media are going to be asking to trade him the same as Skeens?
No. The Tigers are in first place. And
I know.
They have AJ Hinch, who is a well-respected establishment manager. And
that's true, but
no,
it's
I
not
think
the mainstream. But it's not East Coast or West Coast.
Yeah, it's East Coast enough.
Okay.
It's still Eastern time zone.
All right.
They get to watch him pitch at least, right? That's
true.
That's their whole beef with all this. I think sometimes it's like who's playing when I'm awake. That's who my favorites are. I want to go back to the 102.6 because this is where I start to get a little bit nervous, and I don't know if I have a reason to be nervous or not with Tarik Scooby. But Nika, if you flip to the next slide, this number started to get celebrated a little bit here. We get a huge graphic here with Tarik Scooby showing the 102.6 miles an hour. Fastest strikeout pitch by a starting pitcher in pitch tracking era, which is since 2008. This is from, of course, Sarah Langs, S. Slangs on Sports, as her X handle. Hashtag, whatever you want to call it. The 102.6, that's a lot for after 9 innings of pitching.
I agree. He's got sound mechanics, right?
He does. And then if you flip to the next slide, this is where I wanted to kind of bring this conversation into the forefront, because all Major League starting pitchers to throw a pitch 101.7 miles per hour or harder in the 7th inning or later. This is a tweet from Ben Verlander, Justin Verlander's brother. And as you can see, it says Tarik Scooby. Today, Justin Verlander has done it 9 times before this. End of list. So they are the only two, and at least this pitch tracking era since 2008 to have done it. And that is throw triple digits 101.7 or harder. I mean, that's a very specific number. So it makes me think that they're not the only ones that have touched triple digits in the ninth inning. I think we saw Hunter Green do it earlier, although he did not get a complete game in San Francisco that night.
He did not.
Anyways, both Tigers on this list, and it's a very specific list.
That's interesting. That's just both are Tigers.
The one reason why I wanted to point this out is because, you know, Justin Verlander is 42. He's still pitching. I don't think this necessarily means Tarik Scooble's going to, like, hurt his arm by throwing this hard. And I don't think it has anything to do with how hard you throw the ball. I think everything that is an arm injury is mechanical or mechanically related, at least when it comes to the elbow and Tommy John. The shoulder might be a different story, and this is a lot of exhaustion to put on one's shoulder over and over and over again. And so we'll have to see how he responds to that kind of, well, I'm just going to call it what it is. It's punishment for your arm, you know, over and over like that. And I mean, you wonder if he's at all stiff or sore today. You just wonder. Or, you know, is he jogging enough? Is he doing like the things that we were taught to do as young people to take care of our arms after pitching a lot? I worry about that. Now, the one thing I'll give him credit for is he only threw 94 pitches yesterday.
Very economical.
Yes, and you should point out also that even though he never threw as hard as Tarik Scooby, this was considered a Maddux. This game was a complete game shutout of less than 100 pitches, and that is the first not only complete game of Tarik Scoobal's career, but also his first Maddux. So congratulations are in order for that. I want to end this little segment here with a quote from Ben Verlander found that AJ Hinch, the Tigers manager, gave to the media after the game. And he said, quote, "We are careful across the industry in how we handle guys. The pitch counts and innings totals have diminished. Sometimes it's your big boy's day, and you got to leave him out there." And Ben Verlander writes, this AJ Hinch quote on Tarik Scooby is just a breath of fresh air for every baseball fan. And I find myself in deep agreement here with Ben Verlander and this quote, and I totally respect the sentiment. I would also add that I don't think 94 pitches in a game is necessarily terribly taxing when it comes to pitch counts, because we saw Dylan Cease go like 112 with his no-hitter against Washington last year. I think we even saw Michael King get into the hundreds in his complete game shutout earlier this year. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I think the lower the count, the better your arm gets.
I know. I just felt like this was a little bit of an over-exaggeration of it, because he didn't throw like 140 pitches to do this.
Right.
You know, it was very economical. And still 13 strikeouts. That's 39 pitches right there alone, just for the strikeout totals out of the 94.
Was he painting the corners?
He must have been. So, I mean, and that's not counting the balls that he might have thrown in those at-bats. Those are just the fact that he got to 3 strikes, and that doesn't count any foul tips or foul balls. So you don't know how many of those strikes, you know, but we do know he had the 26 swings and misses out of those 39 strikeouts, or 39 strikes that he needed for the 13 strikeouts. So really good. And boy, does he look good out there. Like, just mechanically sound. Can't get over it enough.
Tigers. We've been talking about Tigers for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. How good they're going to become.
Well, now, they have a great manager now with AJ Hinch, and they have a ace on their pitching staff. Yeah. And, you know, they've seen Spencer Torkelson come on and Riley Green start to play like a star. I'm not going to call either of them superstars yet. And certainly Javi Baez, his reemergence as a center fielder and rejuvenated, is not hurting anybody. So we actually saw Javi Baez get ejected yesterday after arguing balls and strikes. So
another Tiger.
He's you know, he's competitive, and I gotta, you know, he's the only one of the Cubs trio that is still relevant right now at all in Major League Baseball.
Well, no, Kyle Schwarber is still relevant.
He's not the Cubs trio though. I meant Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, and Javi Baez because they were all traded around the same time, right? And it was that same trading deadline where Baez went to the Mets for Pete Crow Armstrong. Ironically, don't tell Mets fans that right now. They're sick of hearing about that. We had Chris Bryant go to the Giants before he then signed with the Rockies the following offseason. And Anthony Rizzo was traded to the Yankees and wound up staying there for a couple of years before he got replaced this year by Paul Goldschmidt. So,
well, Rizzo is retiring.
He is. Yeah, it sounds like it. He's all done.
So then he was, Schwarber was the last one that left, I see.
Well, we got one more slide here for Tarik Scooby that I kind of forgot about, but it's important. Okay. Just Baseball tweeted this out. Tarik Scooby since April 8th is 8-1 with 58 innings pitched, just 12 earned runs over that time, 3 walks to 82 strikeouts. Goodness, that is absolutely phenomenal for a person like me who hates walks, and I'm left-handed too, so he's just doubly like he might become my favorite pitcher.
Well, you'd be
wouldn't be making a mistake.
No, that's not a mistake. He's a great pitcher.
1.86 ERA. Obviously, anything under 2 is lights out in the major leagues, and that's good. Best pitcher in the world. Probably right now.
Did he declare for the Team USA?
He has not yet. Interesting. Yeah. I wonder if he's like got any foreign blood in him at all where he could pitch for another team. I mean, just to balance things out a little bit. Yeah. Plus, Paul Skeens is like Mr. America. You know, he's Mr. Air Force Academy. And
that's right. So he's Skubal. Let's see. Maybe there's a team that is willing to pick him up for World Classic.